Warning, danger, danger. I think MSC Seashore is now worse than Carnival. It's our 5th MSC Cruise. And look at this, there's luggage in the dumpsters. People who are very upset about trying to get off the ship. Bands and entertainment that don't make any sense at all and aren't really that entertaining. And everyone has a drink package, so obviously. And people, like, I guess it's bathing suit optional. And somebody didn't smile. So I guess people are upset. But a lot of people are very, very upset on MSC Seashore. People are throwing snow at people. There are strange things. And this, he couldn't find a condom that was small enough for him. So Billy Boy had a problem too. And this girl, she was so upset. She just started crying. She couldn't deal with it anymore. So let's find out what happened on MSC Seashore that makes them actually worse than the worst Carnival cruise. So we're driving in, it was raining and crazy. There were 3, 4, I think there were like 5 ships in ports. It was ridiculous. Number 1, poor signage. There was no indication where to drive to drop off your bag. So we had to park with them and drag them, haul them down the elevator, and it was a terrible line at the elevator. And of course, it's raining and disgusting and nasty up there. Parking was easy. It is $95 for a 4-day, and obviously it's going to be more for a longer cruise. And it's pretty expensive just to leave your car in this concrete building. Now, for Yacht Club, we did the Yacht Club experience, because thank goodness, too, because people who didn't do Yacht Club were even more inflamed. And this guy tried to sneak by and get through the Yacht Club lane. And, yeah, he was turned around. Because Yacht Club, yo. Now, we were ready to imbibe. I mean, we were ready to get our legs rubbed with oranges. All the Yacht Club perks you've heard about. And my first massage was actually done by security, which I thought was very, very neighborly and welcoming. I enjoyed this one too. I mean, he got up in there. I was going to tip him. And then for Yacht Club, obviously, you get to walk by everyone and people give you dirty looks. And it's actually kind of comical. They're sitting there for hours waiting for something to happen. And there's very, very poor communication while we're sitting drinking bubbly with poor communication. So, yeah, we didn't know what was going on here. Nobody told us what was going on. The cruise director, I understand, it was his first cruise. He had no idea how to talk to people. He's very, very broken English. He's Italian, I'm guessing. I'm not even sure what he was speaking. But, yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing yet. And he'll get it, but it's going to take a little while. So we're drinking bubbly. At least we had a way to lubricate. We had 14, 15 glasses of bubbly before they called us up. And then we were escorted past the lines. Now, Yacht Club should really have a different way to do this because they don't realize they're just making people angry. Like, why do these idiots get to walk past us and we're stuck here in lines for 2 hours? Well, Yacht Club, man, you pay for the experience. Now, Yacht Club all has butlers, so you're escorted into the Yacht Club area. And we have a whole video on the Yacht Club experience, including our room tour, so you definitely want to see that. Hit that like, subscribe, notify, and comment, too. Those videos are right here on this channel. So this is the Yacht Club restaurant. So you're escorted up here and you have a nice sit-down lunch. Another problem is the food was bland, incredibly bland. Now, again, we'll give you a full tour of the Yacht Club in our room a little bit later. That's not important. But let's take a look around the ship. On deck 4, there's crew quarters and I guess the thing they call I-95 where all the stuff happens behind the scenes. And the medical center, should, God forbid, you ever need to use that. It's got really weird hours, and they didn't even post them on this ship. And they do remind people you have to smile. Now, the elevators are jacked up, too, so you can't, there's no buttons inside. And you'll notice there's no floor 17, which is a little weird, but there is a 13th floor. Ooh. So nothing really else on the 4th floor. We go up to the 5th floor. You'll find mostly guest rooms, and you'll find a restaurant and some other stuff up here. There's a bar. And if you walk through, you can't decorate the doors because low power magnets will not stick to the doors. So you have to do the wall outside your doors. And that made a lot of people angry too. I'm just going to stop listing failures. There's just too many. There's too numerous. You'll have your bar down here, and I understand the bar. I didn't even go to this bar. I understand it was understaffed. There was a whole group of people who never got their visas approved. And again, hopefully by the time you're watching this, all this will be resolved. But it was just, it was unforgivable. It was bad. There's guest services on the far end. Best time to go, really early in the morning or the middle of the night. They are open 24 hours. They have a big photo center, but this wasn't really manned well either. It was just weird. There's like a ghost. There was 5,000 people on the ship and just nobody to take care of them. It was really, really bizarre. And people were hot. People were, you check social media boards, boy, People are like, I'm never going to MSC again. Carnival is better than this. So there are a bunch of cruise card activation. If you don't have a credit card on your file, you can't get off the ship if you have any charges at the end, and you can't buy anything. So you can do that automatically either in the app, and we do have these kiosks too. So if you don't have a smartphone, you can book stuff on these large kiosks. I believe you can look at your bill there as well. If you want the entire cruise to see that, you can do that as well. So they have this emotive gallery thing, which kind of shows pictures and does weird things at night. You can actually infuse yourself on the, I don't think it was working, but we did this tour pretty early in the morning. So, and you can buy pictures, you can buy picture packages, you can get frames, all that fun stuff here. They have this thing called the MSC Foundation too, which they're a big shipping company, so they have to, I guess, pretend they're doing things for the environment, and they do some good stuff on the Ocean Key, so that's nice. And they have a little weird statue that's kind of like, what is this? So if you like weird statues, hey, take a look at this, stare at it all day, and see what feelings it evokes in you. And a lot of the staircases are sparkly, so don't look down. It's really bizarre, especially the crystal staircases in Yacht Club. I'm like, ooh. So we're going up to 6 now. We're starting to get into some life. You've got a restaurant up here, and you've got the Madison Theater and something they call Times Square. So it's a New York themed ship, a lot of weird New York stuff, and chocolate flavored furniture here. So this is where their chocolate shop is, and their boutique. So I tried to see if I could buy everything on this cruise, but they didn't have men's underwear. I would have had to settle for a bathing suit, so I'll do that in a future episode. So hit that like and subscribe. You'll get notified when that comes live, because that'll be an interesting cruise. Here's their Times Square. If you've ever been to Times Square, you realize it looks nothing like it. Venchi, this is the chocolate shop. It is very expensive. It's not covered in any drink package. You can get chocolate martinis, chocolate margaritas, but again, not covered on the drink package. They will charge you separate for these drinks, and they'll charge you full price too. And a lot of people don't realize there's a bar on the side of Venchi, which is one of the least crowded bars on the ship. So, all right, we're gonna scoot through the hallway here, the main drag. We can find the excursion desk. There's actually 2 excursion desks. There's a smaller one on the side, but this is the main. If you want to book an excursion on one of the islands, or even on Ocean Key, you could do wave running, and I think there's a snorkel tour. Here's a shine bar. I have no idea what the theme of this was. I guess it's very shiny. Has nothing to do with New York, but it was pretty well populated during the parties in the main atrium area there. And plenty of places to sit down. Here's the sparkly staircase. Supposedly it's some kind of famous brand of crystal in there, which is a tremendous waste of crystal. You ask me. We'll go to 7. We're starting to get into more nightlife and more fun. Some restaurants here, and the casino and the Madison Theater in the front, and also Le Cabaret Rouge, which we'll find out why they call it Rouge in a moment. So nice view of the atrium area here. And again, some more places to hang out. Now, here's one of their New York themed restaurants. You walk in here, if you've ever been to New York, you're like, okay, this looks nothing like New York. So we've got some lights on the wall, and we have some cheap tables and some tan chairs. I mean, what? I don't know. I guess they're trying, maybe the window decor. And of course, there's really no dress code. Nobody adheres by the dress code on formal night. This was tropical night. There's very few tropical things going on here. And then they have this too, which I saw this on Virgin, I think, on a Virgin cruise. I don't know if they borrowed this from Virgin. I don't know what's going on, but at nighttime it turns red. And there's another restaurant outside here, and this leads to the cabaret in the back, was Le Cabaret Rouge. Now, there's this thing they talk about. You can take a picture in a balloon, but unless you have a flash on your camera, you're going to get blown out by the backlight. It's going to be really dark. You're going to be silhouetted, so that was a poor execution. Here's Manhattan Restaurant, and yeah, just like Manhattan. Do you remember you've been to Manhattan? Yeah, you remember this? No, I don't either. So, yeah, a couple of wall murals, and again, nobody's really paying attention or dressing up. You're not going to find that really on any cruise line now, and especially MSC. I mean, even though it's European themed, the American ships are doing American things, you know what I mean? And they really don't understand. This was Italian night, and there were very few Italian dishes on the menu. Or they considered them Italian. It was some kind of chicken or something that Americans have never heard of. And so it's a poor execution on food, sadly. Hopefully they'll get it together. Some of the other ships did by the time we cruised on them late into the game in Port Canaveral. So a lot of red furniture in Le Cabaret Rouge, a lot of places you can sit. And if you do want to see the show, a lot of the viewpoints are obscured. So it's kind of a listening experience, I guess. And they have really lackluster entertainment here. You see You see Frank and Ethel dancing out there on the dance floor. They're really enjoying this. And the guy has a microphone. His mouth is all over it, and he never sings. This guy's on his phone checking his stocks, I guess. He's really enthralled. Now, on the other end of the ship, you'll find the Madison Theater, and this is the big theater where they have all their entertainment, their shows, their variety shows. They have comedians, and they have this guy trying to sing Cher. Yes, there's a guy trying to sing Cher. And this was one of my favorite shows. I forget what it's called, but so remarkable, where dozens of people walk lifelessly through a circle. Okay, so once you come out of that show, out of the theater, you're going to find the signature casino. Look at this, bunch of slot machines. I can tell you from experience that MSC is very tight on their slot machines. I've been on Royal and Carnival cruises, and at least the first and second night, they kind of loosen them up a little bit, but this is very tight. Lots of table games here. And lots of ways that you can leave even more money on MSC's ship. And obviously these guys were giving it a go, thinking they can beat. At least they're trying a card game. And again, the slot machine's very, very tight. Not a lot of success. And I didn't know what this is. I guess this is a European custom too, to wear a purplish skirt to the casino. Maybe it's I've never heard of this custom before, but I guess it's new, and you'll probably see this everywhere. All right, 8. Probably the main deck where everything happens. All the specialty restaurants are up here, including there's also the gym and the spa area up here. So a pretty nicely appointed gym. You know, maybe another European custom is people don't get off the machines and they don't wipe them down either. So it was a very eclectic crowd in this gym. It wasn't friendly. They do have personal trainers and some other stuff available. Now the spa was nice, I have to admit. Of course, you pay extra for these services. If you're in Yacht Club, you get use of something called a thermal spa. You can have your hair done, your beard trimmed, all that fun stuff can happen here in the barber shop, and there's a hair salon, and I believe a nail salon in the back too, should you need that kind of fun on your cruise. And behind here, all the way in the back, you gotta walk through all this stuff to get to the thermal spa. And Medi Spa too, where I guess they do this laser treatments that I will never do again. And here in the thermal spa, they have a nice hot tub. It fits about, I'm gonna say no more than 8 people comfortably, and there's only 2 thermal chairs. So people are like fighting over those. I think there's 3 maybe. And here's the snow room. This is my favorite room on the whole ship. I'm still not sure why it's there, and I never saw anyone except me go into it. I tried to give away my snowball, nobody wanted it. But the fact that you can make a snowball on a cruise ship is pretty cool. I think you could do that on Carnival too. Here's the salt room, and I was instructed that the pepper room was on the other side, and I was never able to find it. And on the first day, they do give you free shoulder massages samples and try to book you into the spa. We did, and actually it was one of the best massages, so that was a win right there. One of the best massages we ever had. There's also a pool on 8. It's like a hot tub-ish. Yeah, it's kind of a hot tub. Lots of kids in that one, so I have to tell you that chlorine does not kill urine. So just a little friendly fact there. Here's the Statue of Liberty. You can see that it's above the casino. We're up a little bit now, and you can see the sports bar, which has, guess what? Slot machines and games in it. This is the first ship I've seen this in. Most of the sports bars do not have slot machines, unless they've changed that recently. But this was one of the more popular bars. Very, very slow. 2 bartenders, I think, most of the time. And but it was a friendly, fun crowd on this thing. They were kind of keeping each other entertained. So this is one of the more popular spots. And across from the sports bar, this useless room, which has been useless. It's called something different on every ship I've been on, but no one is ever in. There's like 5 people in here at night, and they bring a piano player back here, and he sings a little bit. But it's the most boring room on the ship, the most underutilized room. I thought this should be an Olive Garden. I'll tell you what. MSC, if you want to make some money, you put an Olive Garden on that ship, or a Chick-fil-A. You would kick it. Here's the other excursion desk. Don't know why they need 2. And then they have this goofy glass walkway, one of 3. There's one on each side, I believe, on deck 8. And then there's, I think, one on the back of the ship a little bit higher. I think it's on 16, but it's kind of silly. This is our favorite restaurant on the ship, Ola Taco and Cantel. We actually ate here 3 times. Because the food in both the Yacht Club dining room and the main dining room and the buffet was really bland. I think they're allergic to salt in Europe. I'm not sure what's going on, but again, on Seaside, they got it together by the late days. I guess the chef had enough complaints that they started adding salt. But the food here was well salted. It was good. I mean, it was tasty. It was flavorful. And this was the only place that we got a decent meal on the ship. Now you do have these are additional specialty restaurants that you do have to pay for, including Kaito Sushi. We did that one night for dinner, and it has like a conveyor belt where you grab, I've seen this on it does not on Seaside, but it's on Seascape. And you just grab what you want, assuming the guy across from you didn't grab it first. You really have to be kind of down the end where they put it on there. Otherwise, somebody kept grabbing my salmon. I was really mad. Every time there's salmon, she must have eaten like 40 of them. It was all you can eat. And here's the Kaito Teppanyaki restaurant, which is always fun. And this is hit or miss too. How do you mess up teppanyaki? But on our first cruise on Seaside, actually our 2 cruises on Seaside, we did this, and then Seascape was terrible. It was flavorless. It was listless. It was really weird. Didn't know how they could do that. Here's Wine Cellar, another place nobody ever goes because everybody has a drink package. So unless you're a wine snob, you probably won't find anyone in here, and you may not find yourself in here too. Never saw Aunt Mand or anybody in there. Butcher's Cut is their steak restaurant, and I did not go this time, but I heard the steaks in here were bland as well, and you have to pay for this. This is probably one of their bigger specialty restaurants. It wraps around. It's pretty popular, and a lot of people rave about this place on other cruise ships, but I just never really found the appeal here, you know what I mean? I mean, I like a Ruth's Chris, I'm not gonna lie, and I'll make some Omaha steaks in my house to die for, but they just could never really achieve that tenderness and that flavor in this restaurant from my experience and from other people I've spoken with as well. But it's a nice restaurant, well appointed. So if you go all the way back, reservations are needed for these specialty restaurants too, including taco, even though they'll tell you they're not, so they're a little confused. Down at the end of Butcher's Cut, you're gonna find this place which is really well hidden. You never find this place, the Uptown Lounge, unless you're looking for it. And they have, I guess they have a few shows in here, but this is where they do their karaoke. So if you're looking for the karaoke bar, it's gonna be all the way at the back of the ship behind Butcher's Cut, and you can get to it from the hallway too. But it's a nice little stage with a video wall behind it. And then behind there, you'll find the 2 pools on the back of the ship. They call them infinity pools, but they're not really infinity pools. They're kind of shallow, and these get pretty crowded too. And this is a neat feature. There are glass elevators behind the pool that look over, and the walk of death, I call it back there. And you can see they're very, very shallow, so it's more like a sit down and cool off kind of place and hang off. You can look off the back of the ship. And you can see there's nobody in the middle. Everybody's kind of looking. This was here in Nassau. And a bunch of chairs which go pretty quickly. And that's that. So shooting up, there's really nothing else between here and deck 16. So if you go up to 16, we'll take a look at the Jungle Pool Lounge. This is a neat place, but it's always stuffy and hot in here because it has a roof that closes over the pool, which is really nice when it was raining, as it was raining several days on our cruise. And the roof was closed, but people were able to jump in here and use one of the 2 hot tubs and also the swimming pool. So this is nice too. I've never seen it move, but lots of kids in the hot tub, and you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. You can fill in the blank there. And so, yeah, this wasn't really crowded. The weather actually shored up as the cruise went along. So you'll find the Marketplace Buffet also on 16. There's no 2 of them like there are on some other ships, but there's just the one, the extended Marketplace, and actually connects through the middle too. It's kind of weird. It's split in half. And you can get your free juices on, including Ache. I thought it was Ace, but Ache was like the most disgusting European mix of sweet fruit crap I've ever tried, and I don't recommend it. Maybe it's your thing. I don't know. I can't even compare it. It's like peach, orange, blech. So this guy, the pizza was out. The best pizza on the ocean, and it was out. There were so many people. I think we were at full capacity on this thing. And no forks or napkins. Look at that. They ran out of a lot of stuff. Now, this guy's trying hard back here. Again, they're understaffed. They weren't up to full capacity in the kitchen. So we managed to get a couple of slices. Hey, when there's pizza, you grab as much as you can. Felicia can't even get it on her fork. Look, she's so excited to finally get pizza. And it is just as good on this ship as it is on any other MSC ship. And there's a bar behind the buffet towards the, I think we're on the back of the ship, yeah. This is called the Bridge of Sighs. I call it the Bridge of Death. And a lot of people like to hang out here. You can watch a sunrise or a sunset back here. And it's like a glass bridge where you can look down. I mean, it's not completely clear, and it gets kind of when there's water out there, it's humid. It's going to get kind of smoked up a little bit. But it's a real neat view, a nice vista, a good photo op on the back. This guy's trying to get his girl, you know what I'm saying? And anywho, so we'll shoot up to 18 here. There is no 17 on MSC ships because it's superstitious. 17's bad luck. Weird, right? And over here, you're going to find the stage. Now, this is where their white night happens, weather permitting. And they do a lot of dance lessons, a lot of stuff during the day out here. And this is their, I guess, their main outdoor pool. And you see they've got these little lounging areas, which they fill up quick, man. So you got to get out here quick. And this gets pretty crowded during the day. Not my thing, but I did a dance audition out here too, and I didn't do real well. And also you'll find Pirates Cove, which is the kiddie water park area. And this place is pretty neat. There's lots to do. Kids had a ball on this thing. There's lots of bridges to go up and places to shoot water and buckets to fall on your head. And it's like an obstacle course too. So this kept kids really, really busy, and they had a lot of fun. Now, if it's raining or yucky out, or it's nighttime and the pool's closed, you can go to the arcade. And a lot of people in other videos had asked us to go through the arcade, show us what kind of games they have. So here they are. Got some basketball and some stuff you can dump a bunch of money into and never win anything. Disgusting plush animals. And yeah, we got like a wheel of fortune here. So kids can learn how to gamble at an early age. So that's always nice. They have a casino for children. It's gambling if you think about it. You just don't get money. You get stupid tickets. And I don't even know what that is. Look, an old school pinball machine. I didn't see any old school games here for the adults. That was kind of sad. And they have some VR offerings and some other weird. Look at this air hockey table. What is that? Like, I'm not playing that. And some fake bowling. There's no bowling alley on this ship like there are on some of the other MSC ships. So I was sad that that's not there. That's fun. It's fun actually bowling on a ship. And here's the other end of the air hockey table, and some of these games, I guess, were out. And then there's the VR center, and where you can buy some stuff. You could do their VR boat, which is weird, or you could do their Formula Racer. And I know personally, it made me nauseous. I couldn't do that. And here's your credits where you could buy all that stuff. And this is like a VR raft. Why would you do that? Obviously, this is much more fun, but the VR raft is, I guess some people are in it. All right, shoot up to 19. And this is where you're going to run into some gates if you don't have Yacht Club or Aria access, because you're going to have the exclusive solarium up here for Aria guests, but it also works for Yacht Club as well. So this is really, it's just an isolated area. This is a little less crowded, and it's got a couple of hot tubs up here too. So that's nice too if you want to hang out here at night. And it's probably as high as you can get. It's kind of a nice little area to chill and look over the ocean. And this is the, I guess, where they dropped the basket from the helicopter. I couldn't really figure that out, or some kind of new game. I'm not sure. And there's an Aria bar in the back of this area, which we did not frequent because we had Yacht Club. Now, 20 is all Yacht Club. So they have their own sun deck and pool on level 20, and it's a nice area. I'm not going to lie. This is one of our favorite places to hang out. We probably didn't leave this too much on the ship. Why? Because the service is great. You have waiters running around serving you drinks, and you have these covered little areas that you don't need to reserve. You don't have to pay extra for. Lots of empty seats up here. Lots of sun or shade whenever you wanted it, and their own little buffet and bar back here. And this was probably the best service on the ship. Let's not make things up here. Service in Yacht Club was very slow, and a lot of people were complaining. It definitely was not as attentive for the butlers or the bar staff as I have seen Yacht Club. As a matter of fact, we were sitting in the Yacht Club restaurant for about an hour before anybody acknowledged we were there. So there's definite fails. And of course, disembarkation or disembarking the ship, complete failure. I did not hear the cruise director once come over the loudspeaker and direct people, and officers are just standing around not telling people. They're so confused. They don't know where they go. So they see all these people walking down the hallway past them the other way, and this guy's like, which way do we get off? These people are going this way. I don't know what I'm doing. It was just a train wreck of disembarkation. I've heard some people were on there 2.5 hours, even getting down there as early as they could at 8 in the morning with their bags. We're just scooting by everybody, man. These people were hot. Yeah, so we're walking by here, and the officers are just chilling out. I think one guy was like macking on this girl. You'll see them coming up here. And I couldn't understand what they were saying because it was in Italian. And this girl, she was so sad. I don't know what happened here. I think she was sad her cruise was over, or maybe she lost all her money in her casino. I don't know, but they're just laughing at her. I thought that was so cold. So MSC Seashore is gonna need a few weeks, maybe months, to pull it together and get to the former greatness that we have experienced on MSC. But right now, it's a god-awful train wreck. I'm gonna say stick with RC or even Carnival in the meantime. Please hit that like and subscribe and let us know what your thoughts are. Thanks for watching.